So they're going to shuffle up, and we're going to see Tom be on the play. Oh no, we have a vulnerability scanner that's found new updates, so I don't want to do that right now. That's going to impede the stream if that happens. They're still shuffling up after the sideboard. Thanks again to everybody watching. We are going to give something else away because that Ravnica pack was not that great. So stay tuned, and probably after this round we'll decide on what that's going to be. But in the meantime, we're going to check out Andrew Cody Faulkner, whatever you want to call him, playing Elves on the left side of your screen, and Tom Morris on the right side of your screen playing Infect. They're going to game 2. Cody is up a game. He had a pretty strong start, and that looks like he's playing with Mega Man sleeves.
Solid.
Is that a gut shot or a burst lightning? I want to say it's a gut shot because that one makes more sense. He has double Inkmoth Nexus, a couple fetches, looks like, a gut shot, and a Become Immense at least. And Andrew has 2 forests, it looks like, in Elves, so he's going to keep. And Tom's going to play Inkmoth Nexus and pass it back. Andrew's going to draw a Razorverge Thicket. I believe he drew that. And follow it with a Llanowar Elves and pass it back. And Gutshot's going to come down for Thomas, putting him to 18. He's going to draw a Noble Hierarch, which he would have loved to have seen last turn. But a Windswept Heath's going to come down, and he's at least going to take 1.
What does this do?
He's going to tap 2 and get in there for 1 Infect. Forest into Spellskite's going to come down. And that is pretty much the best card that you could see against Infect other than Malira. But even Malira has a lot more trouble handling Spellskite. Or Malira's easier to handle than Spellskite. 1 more Infect's going to go in.
Should
You
be
may
2.
get 3 total with the Noble Hierarch.
Nice.
Forest is going to come down, play Llanowar, play Nettle Sentinel, and looks like he's going to pass it back after that. So if he has he does have a land using the Noble Hierarch, but there's no point to do it, because if you're attacking with 2 Inkmoths or 1 with Exalted, there's no point. So he's going to attack in there for 2. Path to Exile is going to come down, targeting the Inkmoth Nexus. Tom's thinking about it, but he's going to just let that happen. Search his deck for a basic forest, and he has 3 cards in his hand. Become Immense, Might of Old Kroza, and I cannot remember what the other one is. I think it's another Gut Shot, actually. Cody's going to draw a Windswept Heath for turn. Or he already had 3 cards, actually. I apologize. Nope, maybe he didn't. Alright, so Windswept Heath is going to come down. And he could play both of his spells, he just has to crack the fetch. He has Llanowar Elf to tap for mana. He has an Elvish Visionary and an Elvish Archdruid. So he's going to attack with Nettle Sentinel first, putting Tom more than likely down to 15. Can't imagine he does anything to stop that. And then he's going to follow it up with... Actually, he could have played the Elvish Visionary first, or the Elvish Archdruid first to get in there for 3, and then follow it up with Elvish Mystic, Windswept Heath Crack to play the Elvish Visionary to untap it again. So I think Cody did miss out on 1 point of damage there, but it's not game-changing necessarily. Well, I guess we can't tell that until the game ends, but I doubt it. He's doing a quick shuffle to randomize his deck. We're going to see him more than likely go to the Elvish Visionary route to see if there's something that he wants instead of Elvish Archdruid, which I can't imagine there will be. So Visionary is going to come down to draw him a card, untap Nettle Sentinel. He drew a land, I believe, so he's going to more than likely tap his Elvish Mystic and the 2 lands to play a Glorious Anthem ability. And a pretty good one at that. So he's going to have 4 elves in play. This Elvish Archdruid is going to either make 4 mana or just make his elves huge.
It's bold to do against tapping out like that against Infect, especially with Tom's hands.
He has a Spell Skite, though.
He does have a Spell Skite.
So I think right now all we can see is 2 damage for the time being. Because Cody's taken 1 from the fetch land that I've yet to mark. So we'll see how many times he's going to pay for Spell Skite this game. Excuse me. Wooded Foothills is not the greatest card for Tom to draw. Just going to pass it over.
A turn back. Doesn't even get in for the 2 Infect.
And couldn't tell what Cody drew. He drew it and started shuffling his hand pretty fast. Looks like it's another Archdruid. And I'm surprised he played that one before he attacked. I mean, I guess he wants to make his little guys a little bit bigger, but now he won't be able to untap his Nettle Sentinel because he only has 1 thing in hand.
He's turning them all sideways.
So the 1-power creatures, which is the Elvish Visionary and the Mystic, are both 3/3s. The Nettle Sentinel's a 4/4, and the Archdruid's a 3/3. So that's 13 damage coming through. We'll see how he blocks and if he blocks. I believe that he could kill... No, he actually can't, unless he has 2 gut shots. But he's just going to knock the top and scoop, and that's going to be a very fast 2-game win for Cody. Infect did not really get to do what it does. And we're going to definitely get another match on camera. I will be right back, and I'm going to leave you with Tyler again until I can get that on camera for you all. Thanks again for watching. We're at Hometown Hobbies, and I will be right back with you. And in the meantime, I'm going to actually get rid of that and put the camera... Hey, and we're back. I'm going to leave you with Tyler, and I'll be right back.
Well, that was a very fast win, guys. Very fast over for Cody. Spell Skite's definitely a hard card for Infect to deal with. Tom had a handful of pump spells and couldn't really do anything with them, so that's just going to happen. I'm actually going to put the pre-release info up for you guys for any new people coming in. Let me get this up here for you. Just a second. Alright, so there's the pre-release info coming up for tonight at midnight. We have our Magic Origins pre-release. Come down to Hometown Hobbies at 1119 4th Avenue, Huntington, West Virginia. It'll be a lot of fun. So $25 to get into the pre-release. And the set just looks fantastic. I mean, I've every time I pull this up, I just have to brag about how awesome the set just looks. From drafting to some of the cards being spoiled, like there's cards that are going to be seeing play in a variety of the formats. But for every pre-release you play in, you get a raffle into our entry for our booster box giveaway on Sunday. You have to be present on Sunday, and if you play in any of our additional events that are all weekend long, playing 5 or more, you can upgrade the box that you could potentially win to a box of Modern Masters 2015. So it's definitely a great prize support coming out. Definitely come out all weekend. There'll be crazy good door prizes that we're going to be trying to do. We're also, for the stream right now, we're going to try and get another pack going. Because the Return to Ravnica pack that we opened was pretty lackluster. Definitely not a very strong pack for mailing to anybody, and we do apologize for that. Are going to try and get into the match over for you guys. Cody won that game 2-0 over Tom Morris very, very quickly, which is something that Elves tends to do. It's a very fast, aggro-centric deck. Which Infect does too, but Tom definitely looked like he had some, not as strong of some hands as Cody did. The Archdruids both games were just dominant. And once again, thank you to Rare Drops, which is the facility next door that we are currently streaming in to provide you the content for our matches. They're located right next door to us in Hometown Hobbies, so it's got Nerd Row going down here. If you start on the far left, you have our amazing comic book store that's has any type of comics that you could be looking for, as well as a bunch of different types of novelties. You've got Hometown Hobbies, us truly offering you the greatest variety in Magic the Gathering and other types of board games. And then here, Rare Drops, it's a very vintage video game store with a lot of different great novelties going on as well. So definitely come down and check out the entire row. We appreciate any support, and we definitely look forward to seeing you. We're going to try and get into the match on the screen. I'm not sure if it's going to be modern or standard at the moment, but right now for F&M we had, I think it was over 20 people come in for modern, and I'm not sure what the numbers were for standard, but we definitely had a good amount of people show up for both. So if you're ever in the area and you're down for an F&M, definitely come down. Great prize support, great community, lots of good friendly competition that you're more than welcome to come and play in, and we appreciate anyone coming down.
We have a matchup.
Nice too.
Nope.
Not that one?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Here, just scoot over. Get it on there. Alright. Gotta update it. I don't actually know the life totals. I'm pretty sure I know who's playing. We have Cody Hill again and Zach Dillon. He's playing the Amulet Bloom.
Ooh.
I think that's the first time we've had that on camera since I have not been busy and out of town.
So is this game 2 or is this game?
This is definitely game 2. And Eidolon of the Great Revel is a pretty good card against it. Yeah. So Cody Hill's playing Mardu Burn again. We saw him last round, and he's playing against Zach Dillon. He's an old school player, playing Amulet, which deck that was made famous by, I think, that Pro Tour, the last Pro Tour. I want to say is the one where it shined, and got the W actually. A lot of people are speculating whether or not it could get banned. So actually, they have the life totals on screen. 14 to 13. I do think that the deck could get touched, and it's just me, but I think that Ancient Stirrings is a very bannable card.
Possibly, but I don't think that's what makes Amulet Bloom as good as it is. It's a good
It
win
helps.
con. It definitely helps.
It's just being able to search for so many of your combo pieces. Even in Tron, it's overpowered. Easily the reason the deck is playable. He's going to attack with the Eidolon of the Great Rebel, and he's just going to trade a token to save some damage. Looks like Cody has... Is that another Eidolon, or is that a couple Skull Cracks? I think it's another Eidolon. He could really put a hurting on Zach. I don't think that's a doable thing, because they could just start casting his big spells like Primeval Titans.
Yeah, wouldn't be too pretty.
Looks like he has an Amulet and a Summer Bloom, so we could see some interesting plays here. He could float a lot of mana.
Summer Bloom is bannable. No,
That one's also possibly
that's
bannable.
also true.